Hi everyone. As mentioned, KK Diaz with the A Game Business Podcast in Cape Town today at the Africa Green Economy Summit. And of course, we're here to meet interesting people. And one of the people I just met, I had to pull him close because I saw people paying him attention. I thought we have to know who this brother is and what he's up to. This is Randy. Randy is going to tell us a little bit about who he is, what he does, and of course, an interesting participation that he's taking part of today. Randy, thank you for giving us a bit of your time. We know you're busy. We know you're participating in some of the special activities here. How are you, my brother?
I'm okay, KK. Yourself?
I'm great, thank you. Can you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what you do?
My name is Randy Kabuya. I'm a electromechanical engineer, but I most likely like to view myself as a problem solver, tackling African accessibility issues to make other people's life better, more specifically in Africa, because this is basically where I've got all of my opportunities from. The business is Omnivat Tech, and it's not just me, it's a team of 5 Pan-African individuals. There's Deney, and Mvulane and Sifiso who's inside, and they basically represent South Africa, and then me and George, we work to represent basically DRC and Tanzania, and all of us, we basically met at the University of Cape Town, and while these people were brilliant back then, they are insanely and really capable right now, to the point where you will know basically we are competing in a competition where we basically brought our A game to represent Africa and show that Africa doesn't just innovate simplistic things and to even make other people from other continents say, we can't believe you guys built this. This is really amazing.
It sounds very amazing, Randy. Can you tell us a little bit more exactly about the specifics of what you guys do? What are you building, or what are you taking to market currently?
Okay, there's an interesting thing from USA, or basically in the microgrid sector, that they call productive use of energy. So that stems from the fact that it's been observed that basically to service the African market, where they will give you big numbers and say that 600 million people don't have access to electricity, what is tricky is the fact that these people actually can't afford the service you're giving them. So on productive use of energy, what they actually anchor is the fact that not only do you give people electricity, but you then need to basically give them something to do with the electricity. So what our system basically builds on is on the ability to have useful systems in our energy generating system that can actually service African problems. And because we're in Africa and we basically have seen some of these problems growing up up of South Africa, in fact even in South Africa, what is very prevalent is the fact that in many places there's a lot of water, but you'll hear of cholera in Hammarskraal, you'll hear of water problems in many places. So it's very much a paradox to think that you will always hear about the abundant renewable resource energy in Africa, but at the same time you will see the abundant rainfall and water in all of these African places, but Africans are struggling to drink water, and what is needed to drink water is actually electricity, and at the same time they have electricity but they just don't have water. So we build in basically useful machines in our electricity generation system to tackle African problems, and these are refrigeration system, water treatment systems, and basically systems that I myself as an engineer, I always have to service multiple areas which are geographically sparse, and you will do 2 hours of work and 2 days of traveling. So we also basically use virtual reality to be able to access those remote facilities and offer simplistic maintenance assistance so that we make sure that our grids stay up.
Oh man, this is exciting stuff, and of course high impact. Now, there's obviously a lot of entrepreneurs that we speak to who are part of our community, and of course youngsters out there who are looking up to people such as yourself, thinking what can they do with their lives, what kind of careers can they go into and look at the kind of impact that of course our society, our communities require. I'm from Soweto myself, and just before I arrived here in Cape Town, we were without water for something like 5 days. And of course, there's load shedding, stage 6 in between, right? So there are the problems that you're talking to. I know you're talking about problems that exist in our communities. Now, what do you have to say to those entrepreneurs and those youngsters? And it's not just youngsters, but anyone who'd like to get involved and make sure that they contribute to solving these issues. Where do they start? What kind of information do they look into and just start growing from there?
Okay, so the message will be twofold. So first, we'll start not with the youngsters, but with the slightly older people, and that is basically that I think I, at my age, and people who are in my age band, we have a duty to create a framework of opportunities and basically an environment where the youngsters have not only the services that they need, but also the business opportunities to have jobs and pursue their passion. So by that, what I basically mean is the fact that if you look at African history, at some point in the 1800s, the issue was that all the strong men were taken to America, and then you look at what America looks like. I'm not saying that we built America, but basically what I'm saying is that there's incredible potential that Africans have that sometimes they don't pursue, to the detriment of the continent as a whole. And then I guess to the young people, this one, it's not my saying, it's from a motivational speaker called Les Brown, and what he said was that the most difficult, he basically emphasized on I speak to a lot of big C-suite executives, I tell them what to do with their corporations, I tell them how to angle their businesses, and while that might look difficult, the most difficult thing I did was not to do this, but it was to believe that I could do this, you see. So basically saying that even while doing this thing, we get 8 no's and then we get 1 yes for when trying to source components. We get companies in multiple European countries that will just tell us when you're trying to source a part that no, we don't service Africa. But maybe academia focus too much on passing, but in the real world you have to be willing to fail, and eventually you will not succeed but achieve your target. And so we just have faith in the fact that you can complete the mission, and that for whatever other people do in other continents, it's also possible for African children.
Just lastly, Randy, you are obviously participating in the Milken-Motsepe prize in green energy. What stage are you in now, and will you be pitching later?
Yes, we will be pitching at around 3 p.m. I think, and the stage we're at now is that we've basically around July, August and September last year, we built a prototype which we basically proved in terms of the technology that we wanted to build, because we initially submitted an idea. So after proving that, we had then received more seed funding, and then while the seed funding did not require building a full-scale prototype, when we looked at the other companies in the competition, and we saw that we needed to give a representation of Africa. So now we built our full-scale system, and we presented that and showcased that to the world for the very first time. That was at the University of Stellenbosch, and we did the trial where we produced power for the 24-hour period. Now we are basically now going into commercial and deployment stage, where we are now planning to send some units to some location to have actual impact to community. And also at the next stage, we will go to Beverly Hills at the Milken conference, and we will see who will be the winner. But besides all that, it's been an incredible process from the Milken-Motsepe prize in green energy, and it's easier to go from an idea to a product in America and Europe, but they've allowed us to basically work on our ideas and our dreams to have a product that we think can make things better for our brothers and sisters.
Bro, you don't know how proud I am. Thank you for your time, thank you for your wisdom, and thank you for the contribution that you're making, not only to this country, but the continent at large. And the A-Game business community knows that you are going to make us even more proud. So go get the prize. It's only a formality. We believe in you, and we do wish you all the best, my brother. Thank you.